I'm in red form, in a red state, such a red case on a red song. In a shared space with my shareholders, cause we share a bond. Spiritual health care, that's real self-care, you won't care for.
I got my Mets hat on to the back. Y'all already know where we going with the stats.
Any artist that's talking garbage and try to curse us, y'all follow a wave and do whatever's current. I follow his ways, I know my turn is coming.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. Add it to the cart and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today, subject of the matter is we're gonna do a little stock watch with our cornerbacks, Mr. Deontay Banks and Mr. Trey Hawkins the third. Now, this is not a comparing of both going into the first preseason game. What this actual show is going to be about is, can these two guys be the starting cornerbacks for the New York Giants this season? Let's just say by mid-season. Could it be Trey Hawkins and Deontay Banks starting on the outside with Adoree Jackson manning the slot? And it's looking to trend that way by the camp that Trey Hawkins is having. We have to see him in live action, and we have to see Deontay Banks in live action. But they are entertaining the thought of putting those two bigger corners on the outside and letting Adoree Jackson play to the slot. And let me tell you reasons why, if these two kids, well, grown men in the league, but they're still kids. I have to call them kids until after their rookie season. No disrespect. But these two kids, if they are playing well, 161, over 200, another guy 6'3", 200-ish, and they're playing very well, you got two longer corners, and they are the exact style of corner that the league is going to. You got your Sauce Gardners. You got the boy from LSU. You got Forbes that just came to Washington. You got my boy in Seattle, Woolen. They're going more towards the super long paws, tall, not necessarily lanky, but guys that can strive for stride with these faster receivers and that could get hands on these receivers in the beginning of the play. And when you run zone covers with these type guys, it's kind of hard to get the ball over their hands because they're kind of tall, and especially Trey Hawkins with those long arms that he has. And I'm starting to see a trend of what's going on. And the more that I think about it, the more that I think they targeted Trey Hawkins in the 6th round for this specific reason. So my question is, who in the scouting department was the genius, if he turns out to be right, that found this kid from Old Dominion? And this is right up Wink's alley because he wants tougher corners on the outside to put hands on receivers so he can send that blitz, and you don't have that much time to get the ball off to your receivers. And if this is true, these two guys fit the mold perfectly. They fit the mold perfectly. And if we could put Adoree Jackson in the inside to guard that slot instead of Darnay, I can't guard anybody Holmes. Instead of his Darnay Holmes chasing a slot guy, is Adoree Jackson, who's a veteran in this game and has speed to burn and can keep up with those quicker receivers in the slot. And can guard a CeeDee Lamb if he has to. Can guard a Terry McLaurin if he has to. Can guard a Devontae Smith if he has to out the slot. Or Quez Watkins out the slot. We got a pretty interesting cornerback group that we're forming here with the guy that you see on the screen, Mr. Deontay Banks, pick number 24 or 23. I forgot which. I think it's 23. We traded up to get him. And then Hawkins, a 6th round pick. And if we can strike on him, what a gem. But I think they're building these corners to bully you at the line of scrimmage and hold you at the line of scrimmage to where we can send those blitzes. If we do send those blitzes, we get there and it's 3rd and 13 and 3rd and 11 because our run defense is playing very well and we play good defense and put you in those 3rd and long situations. You don't have the time to get those 3rd and longs off. And I believe that's a very good strategy to have. Because if you got 3 dogs out there, because don't get it twisted. Just because these new guys came, let's not act like Adoree Jackson wasn't a dog before he got hurt. Because he was. We're not going to disrespect Adoree Jackson like he wasn't playing well before that punt return fiasco. So if we got 3 dogs on the field, who knows what we can do on defense? Who knows what type of blitzes he's going to send? Like, it's going to be crazy out here. And stock is way up with Trey Hawkins. What I see in Trey Hawkins is he's a hip watcher. And pause for all my pause people. He's a hip watcher. He watches the guy's hips tremendously to see where he's going. And he follows, and then once he see where your break is, he's going to go there and beat you to the punch. Now, early in his career, I could see him struggling with somebody like a Terry McLaurin if he had to guard him one-on-one on the outside because they are deceptive with their movements. They are. Somebody of that caliber, somebody like a Stephon Diggs, somebody like that of that caliber, yeah, I can see him struggling a bit because he is a rookie. And they're going to have to teach him, hey, sometimes you don't have to be that aggressive. Sometimes you can let it come to you because he's a very aggressive corner. I have to see what he does in the preseason. Because of right now, the way that he's playing, I wouldn't mind him starting on the outside. We all know Deontay Banks was brought in to start on the outside. That's a given. So, man, I'm very excited for this corner room. I want to know what you guys think of the corner room so far. Do you really believe that Trey Hawkins should be given a chance to start on the outside with Deontay Banks and move Adoree Jackson to the slot? Do you think that he's earned the right to do that so far in training camp? My answer is complicated because it is a yes and a no. I'm saying no right now because he hasn't went live action against anybody. But I'm saying yes at the same time because the potential of having those 2 bigger corners on the outside and having a veteran like Adoree Jackson in the slot, we could be one of the best secondaries in the league with Xavier McKinney in the back and another surprise of camp, Jason Pinnock. When Wink brought him over from the Jets, they did say they liked him a lot. So Pinnock is winning over Dane Belton and the guy we brought from Washington. He's winning that battle. So how great would it be that we could depend on Adoree Jackson to guard people in the slot? We could depend on Adoree Jackson to stop those guys from getting those 3rd and longs out of the slot when we do get pressure because they're beating Darnay Holmes so fast. And what another great thing to where we can have Cordell Flott back those guys up. So if you do go to a 4 receiver set, if we just want to use a 2 safety high, we can have Cordell Flott, Dory Jackson, Trey Hawkins, and Deonte Banks on the field, with 3 of those guys 6'1" or taller. Now, Cordell Flott has put on some weight. I think he needs to put on a little bit more weight to where he can play what I think he really needs to be, is a physical corner. So are they planning to where they can have 3 physical corners across the board if they do, if Dory Jackson prices himself out of New York? These are things that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the future as well as the right now. Could we see where we have 3 physical monsters across the board when it comes to our corners? And all of them are very, very young? Is Joe Shane and Dabo and Wink are playing chess that well? Because that's a chess move. If Cordell Flott pans out, this kid Hawkins pans out, Deonte Banks pans out like we think that he does, that's 3 corners, 6'1" or taller, that will be very physical and make it very hard for you to run your scheme. And if we're able to press people across the board like that, 3rd and longs is going to be absolute hell to get on us if we're able to send that blitz to get in there with Thibodeau, Dexter, Leo, Ojulari, Beavers, Bobbio. We may blitz a safety. So we may be able to run cover 1 and stop you. Because we're so physical at the line, you're not allowed to, get those 13, 14 yards super quick, and we're making a tackle immediately. Cordell Flott's going to have to work on his tackling. I'm not worried about Hawkins and Deonte Banks tackling. I'm not. They're going to make that tackle. That's what they do. But y'all let me know, is Big Pat Sports Talk talking crazy again out of his mind? He's the stupid one. He's the crazy one. He's the one always saying things, but somehow, some way, they always seem to come true. But are we building this team to be the tall, physical corner across the board? Y'all let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe button and that big blue join button to talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk and join the Big Blue crew. Because I'm going to talk my talk no matter what you thought. Shout out to Giant Social for being an official sponsor of the channel. Go check those guys out. The link will be in the description. Giant Social. You can check me out. You can check other Giants content creators out. And when you do go over there and you sign up, let them know Big Pat Sports Talk sent you. Appreciate those guys for recognizing my work. It's an honor and it's a privilege to be sponsored by you guys. But until the next episode, you guys know what it is, man. Peace. This is a Big Blue Crew production.